I'm 29 and childless right now. Majority, if not all of my friends have a kid or two, or maybe even three. And I can't lie, before my friends had kids, I felt like I'd be a mother already. I really did believe that I would have kids mid-20s. After we got married, I was 25. I thought that we would pretty much get married and start to have kids. But as I sort of saw how parenthood unfolded for my friends and how stressful and how much it was, it kept making me push back further and further as to when we wanted to start a family. I'm like, you know what, let's actually live a bit more now, because everybody's soul seems sucked. And it's not like they're not having a great time. Like, they love their kids, they're great parents. It's amazing to see. But truly, like, majority, if not all of my friends have completely changed, and I don't know that they're happier. Obviously, you can't really reverse that shit. Like, you're kind of stuck where you are once you have them. You can't put them back up. Seeing this all unfold really has put into perspective just how much of your life is consumed and how much of yourself you lose when you're a parent. I don't think people were being honest before this generation. I think now people are being more honest about the struggles, and people are showing up online and sharing so much of what was never communicated to people, and everybody sort of just did the damn thing. But now I'm thinking, like, fuck, I really gotta want this. I really have to want this and be willing to give up my entire life, my entire soul, and my entire personality.
Oh, yeah, big ones. This is a good harvest. Oh. Can't wait for this. I thought we had 10. Oh, we have more. Smells like fish.
A mom admitted online that she loves her 3 kids but regrets having them. She posted to Reddit recalling how much her life had changed since having her first child 12 years ago. She felt like her life had ended. Now she likens herself to a full-time nanny, chef, and maid for 3 little humans. She doesn't feel like her kids show her any respect and that they aren't even that fond of her, and her husband isn't helping matters any. She says she grew up with a bad mom, so now she overcompensates by always trying to take the best care of her home and her family, and she always feels underappreciated. She's not alone in these feelings. Studies have shown that around 1 in 10 parents regret having children, and they suffer in silence because there's a huge stigma attached to this regret. While many women are aware of the physical changes that can occur in order for them to become a mom, many women are not prepared for the overwhelming burden of becoming the primary caretaker for the family. Not to mention the fact that many stay-at-home parents face isolation, loneliness, loss of identity, and depression. The primary parent should have time for self-care, self-discovery, and time away from the responsibilities of being a parent. And the partner needs to step up and make the entire family a priority, which includes the mother. The key is finding balance, which isn't always easy. Hang in there, mama. You're not alone.
Maybe it's too much. We're gonna take them home as well.
You are going to be very busy clearing them.
The guts. Oh my god.
Take the guts out. That's your job. You didn't do it yesterday.
I regret being a parent. Now, before you come for me, please hear me out. For the longest time, I didn't want kids. My husband and I were on the same page, and then we got to year 11 in our marriage, and through some discussions and things, we decided we did want to start a family. We changed our minds, as people do. And I think we went into it thinking that it might not even happen because we'd had some friends with fertility issues and things like that. So we thought maybe this might not even happen for us. So we're just going to go ahead and try anyway. Instead, it happened very quickly. And I think that kind of shocked us a bit. And for 2 straight weeks, I cried thinking about it because I was like, what have I done? I've ruined my plans. What am I doing? I got over it after the initial shock of it all. And then the pandemic hit and we had our daughter, and I thought, great, now this is not going at all as what I thought. And it was hard, but I love my daughter. She is hilarious. She is so sweet. She's so smart, witty. I can be having the worst day ever, and she knows that, and she'll give me a hug, and she brightens every part of my day. And I love being her mom, and I love being a mom. But there were a lot of reasons why I didn't want kids. And one of those reasons was that I didn't want to bring a kid into a world that was declining as it is. And I don't know if this happens every generation. I don't know if every generation has thought, what am I bringing my kids into? But especially with the state of things as of late, I look into her eyes and how bright it is and how wonderful she sees everything. And I just think, what have I done? Because one day it's not going to be as bright for her. And look at everything that's happening. So in that respect, I regret being a parent, even though I love being a mom. And I just wanted to share that with you today, in case anybody else feels that way.
Yeah, definitely more. Oh, and bigger. Good harvest. Good harvest. Delicious fish.
Tell me that you regret having children without saying that you regret having children. I'll go first. So I'm listening to someone telling their younger nieces that at the age of 22 to watch out because that's when you make the most regrettable decisions. Did some math and realized that that person actually got pregnant at the age of 22. I also noticed that the child that they had was an earshot of that whole conversation.
It's just that much that
You can take. You can also give some to the neighbors, no? They always bring some to your mom. We never give some to them. No? Or they don't teach such fish.
Yeah, this kind of fish is not maybe valued as high as the. But in the winter time, this is something that it's easiest to catch. So. But yeah, I guess that would be a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Offer these for.
Plus, maybe some might want them for their dog. Maybe they don't want to eat it. But... And it's also just good to also give some, because we're always receiving some.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, those spikes look like they can really prick you. Oh.
Yeah, they are very sharp. There's plenty. I was thinking that the 2 buckets will be enough, but
This is more than 2 buckets of fish. Oh, bumper harvest. Bumper to bumper harvest. Bumper to bumper.
there was like some kind of at least one bag was there.
Yeah.
Let's see how we manage this. Maybe we just leave some back behind.
Let's put them in the buckets. Though I think it's enough, but you say it's not, so.
Yeah, but I don't want to have
Overfill.
the buckets completely full because then they are kind of
They jump
around
out.
the car.
Okay. Ooh. Thank you, baby. Ooh.
Am I wrong? I don't like my kid. So when I first met my husband, I originally told him I didn't want any kids and I wanted to be child free. He said okay, and he wanted the same thing. Our relationship was amazing. Never argument or disagreements. We got along on everything. We've been together for 5 years. He started talking about having kids, and I told him that we agreed that we didn't want any kids, and he said he thought it was just because we were young. We were 26 when we decided that, so obviously I knew what I wanted, and I told him I still didn't want kids. He told me he would leave me and find someone better and have kids with them. That's when I gave in. We started trying for a child, and after a few months of nothing working, we went to the doctor because he thought I was infertile, and it turns out it was him. And he said that it was my fault that he was infertile because if we would have been had kids, this would have never happened. Again, I reminded him that we agreed we didn't want any kids, and he looked at me and said nothing. Then he went into the bathroom. When he came out, he just went to the living room and slept on a couch. When I woke up the next day, I felt really bad because I didn't understand what he was going through. So I made him breakfast, and I tried my best to help him through this. Then suggested adopting. I initially said no until he threatened to leave again. Fast forward, we adopted a 5-year-old boy 2 years ago, and I absolutely hate it. I hate cleaning up after him. I hate having to attend to his needs all day. My husband doesn't help with anything, and it's miserable. I never wanted kids. I should have went with my first instinct. I don't want this little boy growing up with a mother that resents him. I'm thinking about leaving. I already have a place in New York. I can stay with my mom. I will be changing my number and just disappearing. Would I be the asshole if I leave?
I regret having children and I wish I could just die instead. Hey, please can you give me some advice on what I can do? My 4-year-old child is driving me crazy and it makes me so miserable. I have not known peace since the day I gave birth to him. I thought being a parent would be easy because I'm selfless, but I've quickly realized that this is not the case and I really hate this child. He always has something to say. He always complains about something and he always have a response to everything I tell him. I could ask him things as simple as put up your underwear and he will still go ahead to complain. He never listens to anything I have to say at any point in his little insignificant life. I hate raising him so much and I wish I could just take poison and die. I am miserable in my house every time he's around and I only feel happy when I send him to visit family. I am considering taking him abroad to a boarding school where I can then become a part-time parent. I'm a single parent with no support. I can't even have a shower in peace and all of a sudden he needs to go to the toilet as well. He's always overreacting and always hyperactive to the point where I just cannot bear it anymore. I wish I had an abortion. Please, can you let me know if these feelings are valid or if it's just me?
Wow. Okay. Good.
Oh, the show. Bumper harvest. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is enough fish for sure. Hope we'll go with some to Olo. We make fish soup. Smoked fish soup. I know how to make now.
Okay.
I can make.
What's out the anchor and the string? So, need to pull this a little bit closer so we can start the cleaning.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
You can lift the buckets outside the boat.
Okay.